that's what we got going on today. Good morning, guys. Getting a little bit of a late morning over here this morning, and kind of a later video than what y'all might have been used to for some of y'all. I just finished up the 30-day challenge deal, and I was pretty burnt out, so I took a couple weeks off. I don't know if it's 2 weeks or what have you, but at least a week. I don't even know. I think when I figured it up, I missed about 2 days of that. I didn't do no big extravagant last day because I was getting pretty burnt. I won't do that again. I ain't gonna lie about it. Just because it's a push to try to give some kind of content every single day. But between shorts and cuts and edits and stuff like that, I think I made all but about 2 days worth of the 30-day challenge. So I'm pretty proud of myself on that one. It come one heck of a storm here yesterday, so everything is just muddy here. But the thing about it is the sun's already out and it's trying to dry everything up. But I'm gonna attempt today, if I can get some motivation and get to moving, of building a ramp for the off bear at the mill and try to get some of this stuff picked up. So basically what I'm gonna do is gonna run a ramp down, and that way, because I mean you can step down it, but I figure if I had a ramp it'd be easier to get out there and stack lumber and stuff. I got a pile of just pine and stuff stacked up there that what I've done is I put down some landscaping fabric. This lighting is terrible. Landscaping fabric underneath all that, and then I covered it with the sawdust from the mill, and that way kind of cut back on some of the weeds growing up into the stuff. There's still a few here and there, but they're easy to pull up. But I'm going to try to do a ramp today, and I may try to go ahead and cut the log deck shorter. Not got a whole lot changed this past few weeks. Last weekend all I did was work on blocking and stuff in the house. I did get some dirt moved. My brother came and got several loads of dirt from out in front of the house, so I got that, and truthfully the whole place could stand mowed again. I really hope that junk gets that Johnson grass gone, at least cut back a lot, because it's terrible to try to have to mow all this. I got 2 flat tires on the tractor now. I parked it. I didn't have no flat tires. I didn't blow them out or nothing, but I noticed when I parked it about 2 days later, I drove by and things looked a little funny, so I drove over here and one tire was flat. And I thought, okay, well, this weekend I'll get and change it. And then I come over here yesterday as it was raining, and I noticed both tires were flat. So I got 2 flat tires. Don't really know what caused it. I guess probably running through all that stuff, mowing and what have you, it might have been something poked through one of the air cracks in the tire, because them some pretty old tires and there's just tubes in them. So yeah, I think mostly what I'm doing right now is just taking it all in. Sometimes it's good to just look at the progress so far. I don't sit and just look probably enough and appreciate what the Lord has blessed me with, and today I'm sort of doing that. So it's good, a little reminder to just think for a minute, stop and realize just what the Lord has blessed us with, blessed you with, because I've heard it said, and it's true, the life you complain about is the life someone else would kill for. And it is true. Sometimes we complain because we get so caught up in just ourselves. And truthfully, I've been overly and abundantly blessed by the Lord. None of this would have been possible without Him. I give Him credit 100%. The Lord has been extremely good to me and my family. That doesn't mean that you just sit back and wait for it to happen. I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm just going to sit back and wait for my blessings to come to me. And I'm not saying the Lord can't do that. Just you kind of got to get up and, the Lord will give you a doorway, but you got to walk through it. So get up, we work, we push, and we strive to go in His direction, and He'll bless us for it. He'll open up doors right when you think, man, I'm hitting a wall. I'm hitting a wall. I'm hitting a wall. I'm hitting a wall. And then all of a sudden there'll be a door there. And you see it. You see this opportunity. And the key is to get up and go through it. So many people, they hit that wall a couple times and they get extremely discouraged. And we've all been there. And they get discouraged and they just stop. And they do not go through it. They say, it's probably just another wall behind it. I'm just going to sit here because I found a place of comfort. I'm going to just sit in my comfort, and then they wonder why nothing is good happening, why they can't get those things they wanted, and why this is happening, why that's happening to them. You're doing it to yourself. Get up. Get to work. Accept the blessings that the Lord has in store for you, but you got to go get them. You know, He's not going to literally, you know, I don't know how it's to explain it. It's like they just want it handed to them, but He handed you your salvation. He gave that to you for free. All you got to do is accept that. All the other blessings and stuff, He wants you to have them. He wants you to be blessed. But you do got to get up. You got to go through those doorways. You got to go, you know, you got to follow that path that He has for you. That's the path is where the blessings is at. So I feel like the Lord wanted us on this path. I don't know for how long, but I'm going to keep going on this path, because as hard as it is to try to keep track of everything, because it's overwhelming, sometimes it is, but every day I realize that He has given me this task, and I'm going to keep chipping away at it. And He blesses me every way in the world. So, you know, whether it be financially or anything else, I've been able to do it. And through Him, anything is possible. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I'm going to go get the screws, figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to attach this ramp here. I'm probably going to cover it with some of this ash that I cut up the other day. I know everybody's going to be like, why are you covering it with that beautiful ash? And it's true. But I have it. It's in my way right now, so I'm going to use it. Should make a pretty strong platform. Ramp. That's what I meant to say. So I'm going to use that. I don't really have any other plans for it. Got the mantle pieces for sale. Nobody's really hit much on them. I've had a couple little inquiries about it. Nothing to really brag about, so I'm gonna just use it. I can't keep setting on stuff and now I got no place to put it. So I'm gonna use that stuff. I'm gonna stack some of this other stuff, try to get it stacked out of the way, so that I can actually get in here and work a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for this Sunday day. Maybe film some more YouTube on different things. I got another idea that's going to be on a separate video that I'm working on about the well pump, my hand well pump. So yeah, anyway, let me try to get on this. I'll be right back. And I messed up. Well, messed up for you guys' sake. I didn't really mess up for mine. Forgot to turn the camera on. Well, I didn't forget. I turned it on, but apparently I didn't hit the button correctly. I've done it a few times. Sometimes you double hit, and anyway, y'all missed part of it. Not really a big deal. I'll show you. So I already got the two runners that I'm going to put on here. They're about 4 foot apart. I think it should be fine. I may move this one a little closer because it's not setting on the power pole that's underneath this floor quite as good. I actually just set that one sort of on a piece of power pole that happened to fit perfectly tight. And by the time I knock those poles back up in there, it's going to work. Now, this material eventually will rot, touching the ground like it is. I'm okay with that, because right now that's what I got, and that's what I'm going to use, other than using like power poles and treated and stuff like that, because those are more important to go to other things. I'm going to put it in semi-permanently. Yes, it will last a long time, as those posts are 7x7s, so they're going to last a long time, even directly contact with the ground. They're pine, they're old loblolly, yellow pine, whatever you want to call them, but they'll last a long time. I know they will, and part of the reason I know they will is because they're so thick. Even if the bugs and stuff like that get to them and eat it up, when I start hearing it and it starts giving problems, it's not like it's extremely high off the ground. So if anything does happen, I'll just unscrew it from the floor, because I'm only going to put a couple screws in it. That's the reason I'm putting screws in it. And I will just take it out, burn it, be good to go. Put another one in. Hopefully eventually I want that entirely roofed off, and I may come in here and do some concrete work, some block work, and redo this whole floor system. I probably won't put concrete on the off back side, excuse me. The reason is, if anybody's ever stood on concrete for a very long period of time, it's rough on the knees. So the wood is actually a lot more softer on the knees of standing and moving on it. It's already getting hot out here. So now I'm going to put those screws in, and I'm going to, I heard something off down there. That's the reason I paused. I'm not real sure. It could have been way at the back neighbors. Sound travels really funny over here. Like, I can hear people talking. I don't know what you're saying, but I can hear people talking from way off. I can't even see them, but I can hear them talking because of the way the sound travels over here. So I'm going to put the deck down through there and just floor it. Just screw it down, and that way it sort of holds in place. I am going to put screws back to the floor system, that way it don't shift. It's actually dug down into the dirt, so it shouldn't come out. It's sitting on something, so that's going to help majorly. This one, I know I ain't worried at all about it, because it's actually sitting on a power pole. It's running the full length that's holding this whole floor up, and it is partially attached to that middle pole, power pole. If you guys didn't watch, or if any of y'all have not watched the building of this thing, this whole structure, go back, check those videos out. I tried to get some footage. I'm still really new at trying to catch all this stuff on camera. I'm really bad about just standing around, so and trying to plan it all out. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now and get back to work. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could see it from the angle, but I put in a third one. It's just a poplar 2x. Brought it down. Again, I know this stuff's not going to last forever, but you'd be surprised. Rough cut stuff, for whatever reason, I've had better luck out of it lasting a lot longer than people think. You know, most people think you put untreated stuff like this on the ground, you're only going to get 6-8 months on it. I've had this stuff last 2 or 3 years, out in the weather, out in the open, and all that good stuff. Yes, it's got some rot on it when you're done. You're not gonna use it for anything else. But I mean, it's got strong enough to do what I'm doing. I mean, you literally see it ain't but about a foot ramp. So I mean, it's not much. It's just enough that when you got something heavy coming off with it, it's not so hard on your knees jolting down and trying to get it done. And I eventually want to run a step down and maybe a little ramp with the rollers that I got, the big rollers, and make another roller bed that comes on out here a little farther. I don't know yet. Maybe to some little degree to where it levels out to where you can load a trailer, truck, whatever. And this is still big enough right now that if you wanted to and everything was set up just right, you could actually back a truck up to this and load the truck right at the edge, because it's not so high that the ramp's going to be a problem for a truck to get over. Well, not a pickup, not a little truck, but like my 2-ton, my old International. So it's looking, even though it's as hot as it is, and that's probably the reason, it's looking like rain, guys. Let me show you. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it don't look really all that dark in the camera. But anyway, looks like rain, considering the sun was out just a little bit ago. Now it's cloudy. So we might get some rain here in the next little bit. So I'm going to try to at least get this. Instead of using the ash, I had some really long, I think it was 21-foot poplars. They were from that big beam that I sawed to go across for the front. I'm not sure I'm going to use it for the front now. Kind of thinking about using it for the band mill. I don't know yet. But that 21-footer, they were the 1-inch boards off of it. I thought, you know what, I'm probably not going to use them for anything else. They'll start going bad before I start using them for anything else. So let me just cut them, put them at the deck for this walkway here, and they'll be just as good for what I'm doing. So it's pine and poplar, right against the ground. No, it's not going to last forever. I get it. I don't want to hear nothing about it on there. I understand, but it'll last a long time for what I'm going to do with it. That's why I'm not super attaching it to the building. Literally, I think I put 1 screw back into that way from underneath. So when it's all said and done, I'll be able to take it loose from the top. Be able to get to the screw heads real easy. Take it loose from the top and hook to it and just literally pull it out. Take the screws out of it off the deck part. Burn it. Throw it in the brush pile because it'll be rotted. It won't be, and there's no treating to it, so you can throw it and burn it and get rid of it. I don't know how it is where all y'all guys are, but around here, the pressure treated stuff, ground contact stuff, you're required to have it on a lot of stuff, but honestly, if it's at least a little bit of sunshine, it's not lifelong, that's for sure. You know, I've heard of guys getting 5-8 years out of it, and it's starting to rot. So and yeah, that's if you're not even putting it in the ground. I know of guys right now that's got posts in the ground, brand new fence posts, actual round fence posts, that were pressure treated poles, and they put them in the ground. Right now you go right behind them, and that's been 3 years, not even 3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you can go right behind them right now, and they're rotted at the bottom. So, and those were made to go in the ground. The reason I know that is because I watched them put them in, and it was right about the same time I just had bought the farm. I hadn't been over here long. We hadn't started much of nothing, so I know it's been about 3 years. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on it. Ta-da! So, there she goes. I think it'll work good. No, I didn't measure a lot. I didn't I didn't square nothing. Yes, I did square the building when I built it, but I won't lie. That's probably the reason the house is taking a lot longer than most of the stuff I do. Because for the most part, when it comes to stuff like this, I kind of just eyeball it. Every once in a while I get something pretty crooked that's obvious, but for the most part, it turns out pretty good. And like I said, I would have spent a lot more time with it if it would have been treated and I had to buy the stuff. And like the house, you know, I bought all that stuff, so I spent a lot of time on measure 2 or 3 times before I cut something, just to make sure, and I make sure it's tight fit. This stuff, it fit pretty tight. So I'm pretty happy. See you guys on the next one.